Shalom, sir.
Hey, Shalom. Yeah, Shalom. What's going on, brother?
Tawab, sir. How you?
Most I'm Tawab. Give me 1 second.
Got it one time.
Let's see. A few more things here. You have any questions, Ak?
A lot, sir. So far, so good.
No sweat, no sweat. I got you. Yeah.
Yes, Shalom. How about Shema Shabbat?
Yeah, but some trouble. Be able to move 1 second now.
Come on.
All right, cool. Yeah, any questions, Ak?
Yeah, I wanted
I
I
know you asked me what he wanted in Revelations. I'm gonna get that tomorrow, cleared up. Either tomorrow or this Tuesday from John Hyman in Scripture Breakdown class.
Come on.
You want in Revelation, right?
Yeah, come on. And I wanted one in Deuteronomy. It was 2011. Some Christians were saying we must not wear on mixed clothing. Let's see. Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse source.
Diverse.
Right, come on. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. All right, so people are saying that we must not wear mixed clothing.
Wait out again, Deuteronomy what?
22 and 11. All right. So, yeah, I just want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because so like this was the same fake Israelite group, right? He saw me with the fringes on, and the fringes was the leather, and he said I should mix up that leather with the cotton pants that I had on. Right? So he said and so. And,
Okay. Two things. So basically, if that's the case, then you can't put no studs on your pants. That would mean the thread has to be the same material as your pants, because then the thread, if you put something different, you couldn't do it. It would mean you can't have a zip on your pants because the zip is metal. That's not the same material as your pants, right? The button would have to be made out of cloth or cotton or whatever, because the button is not the same material as your pants, right? Meanwhile, ain't this fake Israelite? Doesn't he have an East Indian in the crew calling himself an Israelite? He telling you about mixing your clothes when this nigga mixing blood.
Right.
Which one is more egregious? Which one is more unlawful? Which one is more disgusting? Right? He want to charge you for mixing clothes where, and put a law in the Bible where he don't understand nothing about the law, but he is mixing bloodlines and have this East Indian calling himself an Israelite using the word nigger. These niggas this and these niggas that. Right? Next time, tell him about that. Tell him when you get rid of this East Indian, I'm gonna get rid of your fringes. Next time he see you and he tell you about the fringes, tell him I'll get rid of these fringes as soon as you throw that coolie in the trash. As soon as you put him in a trash bag and leave him on the beather, leave him on the dump. Right?
Right.
Especially with them fake Israelites, with them Christians, with those, everybody who's a Bible scholar and want to stay home. Anytime they try to charge you with something that's, anything, whatever it is, of course, you in UPK, everything you do is 100% right. You don't have to explain yourself to them. You make sure you turn it back on him. You just look at him for 5 seconds. There's something on him that is absolutely not, lawful. There's something on him that's not lawful. You just have to look at him for 5 seconds and you're going to find it. You get the point? Right? So now give me that same book, Deuteronomy 22, start at verse 1.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 22, verse 1. 40. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 1.
Focus with me, quickly.
Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother. And if thy brother be not near unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. Right? In like manner, thou shalt do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost things of thy brothers, which he have lost, and thou hast found, thou shalt do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself.
Go ahead, keep going.
And hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
All right. So far, what is this about that we're dealing with?
Well, this is about, basically it's about brotherhood, help, don't steal, This is about, yeah.
It's about brotherhood, right? Brother is in there more than a few times, right? The word brother is in there more than a few times, more than enough for you to get the full point of it, that this is all about brotherhood, right? So now, let's skip down to give me verse 8.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 8. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thy house, if any man fall from thence.
All right, what is a battlement?
A battlement is a shield. Let me see if I can get.
No. Battlement.
A low wall at the top of a castle with open spaces for people inside to shoot through.
Okay. So I have another definition here as well. 1 second. Right? Yeah. No, that's the exact same thing. All right? That's the exact same thing. So it's that low wall at the top of the castle where people can shoot through, which means, okay, it's not going all the way to the top of the roof, but it's a place where somebody can come out and defend the castle, right?
Right.
So now it's an area that prevents someone from, if they're on the roof, from falling all the way to the floor, because it's a a little wall right there or a ledge where you can come out and step out and defend. All right, you have some houses. You have some houses in Trinidad that's like that. You ever see how people, if they have a 2-story house, sometimes in between the first and the second story, there's a cantilever. It's like a part of the roof of the first level coming out a little bit, so you can walk around the second level of the house.
Yeah.
You know what a cantilever is? Cantilever is like, it's like a man-made cliff. Let's say this is the wall of the house. It's between the first story, where this is the roof of the first story, and the second story is here. There's a little ledge coming out like that. And this part here is solid. You could walk around the house like that. And some houses have it. Of course, that's more exposed, but it's I guess that's the best example I could give you in terms of something you could see every day. It's a little bit more exposed than a castle one, because the castle one would have little gaps where you shoot, but it's something you could walk on. You understand? It's something you could walk around on and move on. So now it's a law for you to build that cantilever or that wall around, so that your brother doesn't fall off the house. You understand? If he's on the roof. If he slip, he ain't gonna go all the way down. He might get hurt, but he ain't die. You get the point? Like, the Bible has laws on brotherhood, even to do things in a safe manner. That this is I can't, even this is my house. What if my brother is up there fixing the roof? Or if my brother is, laying the shingles? Or my brother is, fixing the guttering or something, and he falls. Or Israelite culture, we all in the Bible, it's an Israelite thing. You hang out on your roof, right? Sometimes you ain't morning on your roof, or even sometimes it's hot. You go up there in the back of the house that's away from the sun, and you gain breeze up there, right? Sometimes that's what we do, right? You don't want your brother fall all the way to the ground, and it's in the law to do that. So now the whole spirit of the chapter is about brotherhood, right? Brotherhood, the social laws there. All right?
Right.
So now, give me from verse 9.
Verse 9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds.
Right? Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds. All right? Now, this fool trying to tell you about the leather fringes on your pants. First off, did you ask him where his fringes were?
It's like nah.
Galawan, you have a little bit too much brotherhood than these guys have. you have a little too much brotherhood on these brothers have. You know what I mean? He telling you about your leather fringes. You're supposed to ask him where the hell his fringes is at. You say, well, I don't see yours. What kind of material is yours made from? That's number one, right? Number two, read verse 9 again from the top.
Verse 9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds.
Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds. literally it's talking about a literal vineyard, a space of land where you have grapes growing, vine. That's what a vineyard is, a vineyard. It's called a vine. It's a vineyard or vineyard from where you get wine from. So he's saying, don't sow your vineyard with diverse seeds. Now, in the spirit, what is that talking about? Spiritually, it's also saying you can use this as a precept for interracial marriage, right? Not sowing your vineyard with diverse seeds, but with the same seed, meaning you take a woman from your own nation. You understand? You take if you're a sister, you take a brother from your own nation. Don't sow your vineyard with diverse seeds. You get the point?
Come on.
Right? And also, he has an East Indian sitting at the table with him, teaching this East Indian or attempting to teach this East Indian our ways. You understand?
Come on.
That's a diverse seed. That is a different seed from the seed of an Israelite. Right there in the same verse he's trying to pull to cut you, he's falling all over his own sword. You understand?
Okay.
It's again.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 9. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds.
Go ahead.
Lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled.
Lest the fruit of the seed which you have sown, fruit of your vineyard be defiled. Same way. If it is you taking a heathen, now you making it difficult for that child to grow. You're making it difficult. And he is trying to start some Israelite church or whatever down there. He trying to charge you. Meanwhile, he has an East Indian in there, teaching the East Indian SHALAM and all that shit. And this is a nasty East Indian, the oppressor of our people. You get the point? The fruit of that vineyard will be defiled. What going to happen with him is going to be absolutely an abomination, and it's going to blow up in his face. You get the point? Keep reading.
Okay.
You with me, Ark?
Yeah, come on. I'm continue to read, right? Right, come on. Verse 10. Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together.
Right, go ahead.
Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself.
All right. So now he's saying this scripture here, thou shalt not wear garments of diverse sorts as of woolen and linen together. Now, understanding that this is about brotherhood from top to bottom so far, why is the Lord saying, don't sow your vineyard with diverse seeds? Why is the Lord saying, don't make your garments of diverse sorts? For example, wool and linen together. Why is the Lord saying that?
He's saying that so we wouldn't rob from, or we wouldn't take too much from someone.
What do you mean?
Well, so like I meaning like when I plant my seed, I have to wait until it finished grow and then look for another one instead of just taking my seed and others, and just keep taking and taking, because other people want to plant. something like that. So, right. So,
give me a little more. Okay, you saying what? The two seeds might grow at different rates?
or if I take all, it wouldn't have for someone else. Meaning like that. If I take
You
all.
take all of what? Well, I don't understand what you mean.
Like for the vineyards, if I take all of the seeds for the vineyard to plant, it wouldn't have for someone else to plant. Right?
Okay,
So,
different, a little bit different. You already planted. You have imagine there's seeds for everybody. Enough seeds for everybody. Everybody there is enough seeds for everybody to plant, right?
Okay.
You have you plant a vineyard with diverse seeds. It's kind of hard for you to understand because we don't come from a nation of no, our culture, our nation is not planting. If you want wine, you go to the store. You don't go to an actual vineyard and see the vineyard and then go to the part of the vineyard where they process the wine. Right? You don't go, right now people don't go to the farm and watch them kill a cow, kill a goat and skin it and then cut it up. People just go to the store. So the process is a little bit off in our mind. Okay? Let's say okay, let's go on to the other one and you'll get the thing after. Give me verse 11. Right? Give me verse 11 one more time.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together.
Right? Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. The reason the Lord don't want us doing that is because if I have a garment, in Israel it was, you may sell your brother your garment, right? You may sell him a headpiece, you may sell him a jacket you used to wear, whatever. Now, if I say this jacket is 100% linen, right? 100% linen.
Right.
Linen is very expensive, right? Linen is not, that ain't cheap clothes. Linen is expensive. So if I say this jacket is 100% linen, and I go to sell it for you, I'll sell it to you for top dollar because this is quality clothing. This ain't no, this ain't no artificial thing. This is linen. This is, cool in the summer type linen, looking fresh and clean, smooth, shiny linen. You get the point? But now if the clothes I wear are of mixed fabric, if I tell you this is 100% linen, is it really 100% linen?
If it's mixed, no.
Nah. So now I'm telling you, yeah, this linen, this is 100% linen. Yeah, this is 100% linen. You buying from me thinking you getting 100% linen when it's not. You understand? If I have a vineyard with mixed, with diverse seeds, when you come to buy my wine, I'm telling you, yeah, this is 100%, whatever type of grape. And it's not. You understand? And it's absolutely not. This law is to stop us from defrauding our brothers. To stop us from defrauding others. It's protection against fraud. Not so much that you wearing this and you're gonna be stoned for it. You get the point? It's to keep, it's to keep the brotherhood in there. You understand? Give me Deuteronomy 25 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 15. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure thou shalt have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
You understand? Like the Lord wants what it is to be what it is. You know that saying, cat and bag, you can't send someone a cat and bag?
Right.
Right? cat in bag is an old saying where you put something in a bag and tell them, yeah, hey, this is there's a cat in this bag. You want to buy a pet? There's a cat in this bag. There's a cat. You put something in the bag, but you never open the bag and show it to them. You never open the bag and show it to them. That's something, I mean, that's an old Israelite trick, you could say, right? Sometimes, long ago in Trinidad, you know, Trinidad being a Caribbean island, a lot of people leave Trinidad and go to New York, right? To work for more money, better money. And what do? They always, Benjamites always heavy into what? As soon as they land, they buy a barrel, and every month out of the check, they cut a piece of the check off and go to the store and buy supplies for their family back home, go to the mall and buy name brand stuff. So you might get some, you know, t-shirts, socks, little expensive soap, stuff that didn't used to make it to Trinidad back then. Now Trinidad is a little bit more Americanized. You could get damn near everything there. But you know, you buy Jordan, you buy some shoes, you buy some socks, you buy some jeans. You know what I mean? You buy some baseball hats. And over time, you fill the barrel to the top, close it, take it down to the docks, ship that to Trinidad. What some people used to do is you get a barrel, or you get goods. You get 2 sneakers, 2 Jordans, or 2 Nikes, or whatever. You get 2 shoebox. You put you put an old shoe. You take one side and put it with an old shoe, put it in the box. Take the other side, put it with an old shoe, put it in the other box. And you walking around selling, like, oh, you know, in real Israelite places, there's always somebody walking around with a backpack with socks, deodorant, perfume. You know what I mean? You walking around selling it, and you pull out this box and you say, hey, you have a Jordan here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, that's your size. Look at it. And you have the other side in this box. Yeah, there's this size here, man. Let me do this quick, man. There's, you know, so I just trying to make a little money. He ask you how much for it. The Jordan probably cost $600. You tell him, listen, for you, you know what I mean? My mother sent it for me, but it don't fit. For you, $200. Or, you know, $300, $350, something. So yeah, man, that's your size. You what? You get the money. You slip it back in the box, you put it in a plastic bag. Here, you hand it over, you take his money, you disappear. He's not going to realize there's only one side in that box till he gets home. Get the point? Yes, so for a 9. He get a cat and bag. You know what I mean? He gets swindled. The Lord don't want us to do that to each other. And that's what people tend to do who in business. When you're in business and you're running after money and you're money hungry, there'll come a time where you may fall to the temptation of, you know, defrauding your brother for your own gain. You get the point? And the Lord don't want us to defraud each other. Because now, when I give you my $350 and you give me one side of a shoe, not only did you rob me, but you disrespected me. You understand? Now I'm sitting there like, this nigga took me for a fool. What will I do the next time I see you? Well, let's say I do that to you, Galawan. What you doing to me the next time you see me?
Well, Saki, I might have an argument.
Not you personally. I know you're a peaceful guy. I know you're a peaceful guy. And I understand that, brother. I know you don't hang up your gunman shoes and stuff. I know you're peaceful guys now. What would a typical brother do to me?
Typical brother would want to get into a fight. Fist fight.
Typical brother would want to kill me. He don't even want the $300 back. Typical brother would want to beat me into an inch of my life. You understand? Just for it. And then after he do all of that, then he'll rob me for the rest of the money or the gold chains or whatever else I have. It's not, at this point, it's not about giving me what he owe me. At this point is, I'm going to make an example out of you to let everybody know I ain't no fool and I ain't no punk. The Lord don't want that type of atmosphere with Israelites. The Lord don't want that type of behavior from us to each other because it's not healthy in building a nation. You understand? It's not healthy in building a nation. And okay, it's hard to understand the concept of it now because we buy everything from the white man. Remember, okay, this is what you have to understand too. because we don't have our own businesses, we really don't understand brotherhood. You understand? Because now I can have a problem with you, and I could say, well, F you, Galawan, suck out, suck your mother, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I could go to the white man for my beef. I could go to the white man for chicken. I go to the white man to buy a car, or if in olden times it would be a horse. I could go to the Greeks and get a horse and a cart. I could go to the Greeks for wheat and flour. But if we have our own businesses, what must we have in order for the business to thrive and for you to have good quality goods and for me to give you my money or my goods in exchange? What must we have?
Like we must have brotherhood.
We must have that brotherhood, because now, if it is I have a farm and I'm selling you meat, I had to make sure the meat right, because I'm selling to my brother. And that's a law in the Bible. Do not sell meat that died of itself to an Israelite. Like if you have a cow, you have a deer, and you find the deer dead on your farm somewhere or in the woods, you cannot take that meat and sell it to an Israelite. You could sell it to a heathen, right? Let them get sick off of that shit. But you can't sell that to an Israelite. That's brotherhood. You get the point?
Oh, God.
I can't defraud you. I can't come now and bring this and say, yeah, fresh. Soak it in some ice before I come to the market. Spread some salt on it so it keep it color and it don't start turning gray. And I tell you, yeah, this thing fresh. Me and my son and my dogs killed this deer. We track it down and shot it or trapped it or whatever. Meanwhile, this deer died of its own. It's not fresh. There's a law against me selling you that deer that died of its own because of brotherhood. Because we don't have businesses, we don't have the opportunity to be brothers and sisters to each other. We don't have the opportunity to go to our brother and say, listen, man, I'm short this week. Write it down on my books. I'm going to square you up as soon as, my crops come in. You understand? I'm going to square you up as soon as I have 2 goats there. I'm taking them into the town today. I'm going to try, but my family needs to eat. You get the point? We don't have that. Now I could be living right next to you, but because I go to the white man or the Chinese or the East Indian to get my goods, I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you respect. I don't owe you a goddamn thing. You understand? The Lord don't want that. This is about brotherhood, but of course, that brother who pulled the scripture, he don't understand it because he in love with this East Indian he have next to him. You get the point?
Oh,
he in love with this East Indian he has next to him. So in his mind, this ain't got nothing to do with the bloodline or the people of children of Israel. This got to do with you wrong, you not wearing fringes, made of whatever material. So of course now, the East Indian, the heathen sitting next to him gets a pass. You understand? Heathen sitting next to him gets a pass. You don't wear garments of diverse sorts. You don't mix your vineyard with seeds of diverse sorts because of brotherhood. That's why we don't have heathens in the school, because of brotherhood. I'm not going to teach a heathen how to keep God's laws when my brothers are dying because they do not keep God's laws. That heathen who he has sitting next to him is going to survive whether he a crackhead or a faggot or not. He is going to survive and thrive because he's not one of God's children. What people don't understand is a heathen cannot sin. You understand? A heathen cannot sin. You understand? The laws, statutes, and commandments were given to the children of Israel. Only we can really break God's laws. A heathen can break God's laws, but the repercussions for breaking it doesn't fall on a heathen the same way it falls on us. Just like you have rules in your house for your children, if the kids next door don't follow the rules you lay down, you don't give a damn. That ain't your kids. You understand? So teaching the heathen to follow our laws is just backwards and stupid, and just shows how poor of a brother you are to your own people. You understand? For the life of me, I will never sit down and give this love to a heathen. Never spend hours to give this love to a heathen. I'll never, you know, go back and forth and argue and go back and forth to give this knowledge to a heathen. But a brother who's stuck in some religion and, you know, die hard in it, and he going back and forth, a sister going back and forth, they can get my patience, they can get my time, they can get every ounce of energy from me to learn these laws because it will save their life. You understand? But a heathen cannot. So that's what this is about. There's another precept for this in Proverbs. Give me Proverbs. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you where. Oh boy, where is it? Diverse measures. Give me 1 second. Proverbs 20 and 10.
Come. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 10. Diverse weights.
Diverse. Diverse. It's spelled that way. Just imagine it had an E at the end. Right? Diverse means differing versus diverse, which is more than one diver. Diverse. All right?
Proverbs 20 and 10. Diverse weights and diverse measures. Both of them are alike abomination to the Lord.
Right? So all those precepts go together. Right? Diverse weights and diverse measures. What is that talking about?
Well, weights a lot like if a weighing, like how we go to the market and we weigh what is a pound of fish.
Right.
You know, a pound of, right?
Right.
And
go ahead.
And the measures meaning the money, how much for it. That.
He was onto it. He was close, but okay. Like you know when you go to the market, right? For us up here, it's a little bit different. We don't have that much free, you know, natural produce type markets. We don't have that, you know, kind of stuff up here. Although when you go to the supermarket, when you go to the produce aisle, there's a scale there where you can weigh stuff according to pound. But do you know if that scale is accurate? That scale could be weighing every half pound as a pound. All you seeing is the thing moving. Unless you know what a pound of potatoes really looks like, or a pound of, you know, I don't know, oranges look like, you will never suspect that, oh shit, this is, you know, even if, let's say, a pound normally is what, 3 or 4 oranges. Let's say that's the weight, right?
Right.
Small oranges. There are some small oranges that look like what we would call Portugal. You know, the small little thing we call Portugal, but it's not the same, right? There are some small oranges that look like that, but they're oranges, right? Let's say about 4 of those weigh 1 pound. Somebody might go to the supermarket, put 2 in the scale, and the 2 of them come up to 1 pound, and might just say, wow, well, you know, these oranges may just have more water in them. They will rationalize why they're getting less for more. But really, that weight is diverse. The measure is diverse. Now, in Trinidad, you have the old school scale, right? Where it's a balance. That's why they call it a balance, because the weight has to balance, right? So you would put something in one arm, and then the market man gonna put some weights on the other side. And you want 10 pounds of yam here. He has to put 10 pounds of weight on this side. how do you know if this weight is really 10 pounds? It may say 10 pounds, but it may really weigh 7 or 8. You get the point?
Right. Okay.
It may really weigh that much, or it may weigh, you know, you get what it is that it's not reflecting. It's not reflecting what the actual weight is. So now you actually buying 7 pounds, but you're paying 10-pound price. You understand?
Okay.
That's why the Lord is saying diverse weight and diverse measures. The Lord, he don't like that. Like, don't cheat your brother. If this is what it is, this is what it is. Don't defraud an Israelite. Remember, we are royal people, like, and something like that is going to hurt your pride very much. And you're going to want revenge against your brother for it. You understand? For cheating you your money, for cheating you know, your goods or whatever the trade is, whatever the agreement is, you cannot cheat somebody on it. You understand? You cannot be, you know, you cannot hold to your end, you cannot not hold to your end of the bargain. That's unlawful. You get the point? Be fair in your trade. Be right and just in your business. You understand?
Okay.
Because the Lord knows how an Israelite is. Once money is involved, brother, no telling what an Israelite will do to get more out of you, even if it's $1 more. You understand? Even if it's $1 more, there's no telling what an Israelite would do for it. When money is involved, without these laws, it's a wrap. You understand? And that's what the Lord is really trying to make sure we never fall into. You understand?
Okay.
We go there, that's it.
Right. And I'm still like on the same topic. When you said that the laws was given to us, they don't really get punished. Right? The heathens don't really get punished.
Right.
Do they get judged? For example, when they die, get judged, you come back on you. Do they get judged?
They will get their judgment, but okay, the judgment falls on us first and falls on us the hardest.
Right.
You understand? Heathens do get judged, but the judgment falls on us the worst. You get the point?
Right.
Falls on us the worst because we belong to him. We belong to him. You know, it's just, okay, think if you have a business, right? If you have a business, you hiring people. You're hiring different people, right? You hire some Chinese, some East Indian, some Africans. It's a business, right? And then you hire your 2 sons to run the business, right? And your sons break the rules. And everybody know they break the rules. Some of the heathens broke the rules too. They make some business deal that was against your rules and cost the business some money. Who are you going to punish more? Now, okay, this transgression is not private. It came out. The whole business know, and the public knows what's been going on. Who is going to get the worst of your punishment? The heathens or your flesh and blood?
The flesh and blood.
Because they should have known better.
Okay.
They know everything you have done to set this business up. They know the internal workings that the others don't know. How much struggle and how much you sacrifice. And you gave them this and they embarrassed you before the heathens and everybody else. I'm going to make sure you feel it more than them. I'm going to fire them. I'm going to get rid of them. I could get heathens anytime. But y'all 2 niggas, I'm going to deal with y'all. I'm going to make y'all pay for this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I whatever money I lose, I'll take it out of your check. You're going to work free for the next year until you'll pay me back. Them heathens is dismissed. They lost a job. But them niggas have to see you tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. That's how the Lord feels about us when we sin. Imagine you're a father and you have a family and your daughter is a whore, and your son is a homosexual, and your other son is a drug dealer. And they all coming in and out your house every day. And sitting down at the table, you know, watching you in your face. Your daughter phone ringing, and there's a nigga who just sent $200 to her to come and have a threesome with him and his boys. You see, oh yeah, I'm available tonight. Oh, mm-hmm. What you want me to wear? Okay, yeah, no problem. All right, I'll be there. Yeah, I do this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll blow everybody around, no problem. And she's saying that in front of you, you're the father. You're gonna lose your goddamn mind now because it's yours. You get the point? It's yours. They do get judged. They do get punished, but not like us. You understand? Not like us. They also went into slavery, not like us. Everybody feeling sorry for them Kenyans, who them Arabs and them, you know, jamming up good and something rough. Something rough. They still ain't get what we get. They ain't get. You understand? The white man is dropping bombs on the Arabs right now. They still ain't get what we get. That white boy shoots up his school in Florida. They still ain't get what Freddie Gray gets or what Eric Garner gets or Sandra Bland or any other. You understand? They don't suffer like we suffer. They don't go through it like how we go through it. You get the point? So that's what I mean where a heathen can't really sin against the Lord. Now, in our rulership, when we all come back and Christ rules this earth, a heathen breaking the law is going to be met with severe punishment as well. Because we are in power. Our laws is going to be the world's laws. You understand? Just like America's laws is the world's laws. America says a homosexual have rights. Now everywhere says a homosexual has rights. Right? Even though in Trinidad's law, sodomy is against the law. Right or wrong? Right. Sodomy is a crime. It's a crime. Cops could come to your door, knock on your door, and lock you up for, you know, being a sodomite. But homosexuals have rights now, so they relax the laws on sodomy. You get the point? They relax the laws on sodomy because America's laws is the world's laws. You understand? When Christ is in power, Passover the weekend, everything gonna shut down. For that whole week, everything shut down. Ramping up to the Passover, I'm gonna want a sword made out of gold. Guess who getting raided the week before? All the Hamites. I'm sending a crew down there to just increase the tax and take everybody gold. You know, make up a highway tax. We're gonna build a new highway in the land of Ham. No problem. Because I want a solid gold sword for Passover next week. You understand? Our laws is going to be the world's laws in that day. Just like today, their laws is our law. We have to live by their laws. You get the point?
Okay.
It's like that. Similar like that.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Do the heathens get judged on how they treat us as well?
Yes. But not right now. Okay. Right now they get a taste of how they treat us. You understand? They get a taste. Cops kill, how much people for the year? One crazy white boy take out 17 of them in one shot. Get the point? Sometime last year, where some brothers were getting killed by the cops. In France, there was a train crash that killed how much 1,000 white people? The earthquakes that affect them, the famine, the tsunamis, the plagues, the Ebola. That's them getting a taste. You understand? That's them getting a taste of the punishment, but not the full brunt of it. You understand? Not the full brunt of it. What's the precept? Why don't they get the full brunt?
Salaki, I would say they wouldn't get the full brunt because we not keeping the Lord's laws.
Correct. Correct. So, and what does the Lord use? Okay, that's true, but there's something else. Looking for the precept now, and I'm not finding it. One second now. There's a scripture that says, Edom is my whipping stick or my correction. Anybody familiar with what I'm talking about?
Kind of one cut.
Yeah.
You remember exactly what it says, what it paraphrased? I think I'm paraphrasing it wrong.
That is my weapon. Stick.
Edom is my whipping stick. Edom is the rod of the correction. I forget how to put it. But the heathens being over us is the Lord punishing us. You understand?
Right.
He uses them to punish us. So he is not going to destroy them all the way, because this is how he gets us in line. You understand? This is
Right.
how he gets us right. What is this? Edom is my, oh boy. I forget how it's worded out. It's worded a certain way.
Salaki, sir. It's the book where it talks about mostly Edom, right? About how oh man,
I don't think it's Obadiah.
Obadiah. No?
No, I don't think it's in Obadiah. But anyway, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna ask somebody before the class. Anybody knows where it is? Just type it in for me real quick, all right? Or if anybody remembers exactly how it's paraphrased, just type it in, Baba Kushar, all right? All right, ain't no sweat. But that's why they don't get the full brunt right now. Now, once we obey the Lord and He set us up in our kingdom in power and in rulership, at that point, the heathen's job is over. You understand? What He was using them for, it's done. And now they will be accountable for everything they did to us. You understand? Everything they have done to us, they are going to be they are going to be accountable for it. Give me also Zechariah 1:15.
Kind of one cut.
Go ahead, Art.
Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore and displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
All right, read it one more time.
And I am very sore displeased, Salakia. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease,
Go ahead.
for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
All right, what does that say?
That the Lord was displeased with us, and that the heathen helped forward the affliction, went overboard with our punishment.
Okay.
With how they treated us.
Meaning what? All right, let me see if this help you. Galawan, give me the Apocrypha, give me the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. All right, give me Baruch chapter 4, verses 6 and 7.
Come on. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Yea, ye delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to God.
Right? So now, with those two precepts, what is he saying there where he's so displeased with the heathen that are at ease? What is he saying?
So he's seeing that well, again, because we sin against the Lord, his affliction, meaning his wrath, his anger, right? Because we disobeyed the Lord, he put us into the other nations, right? And they helped him. The other nations that the Lord put us in, those heathens helped the Lord with his affliction towards us. Right?
No, you almost on it a little. You damn near 80% right. He said you were sold to the nations, but not for your destruction. How are we under his nation? Salaki, go ahead, Aki. You was gonna say something?
I was gonna say that we were sold to the nations not for your destruction. So we were sold to the nations to be punished, not to be destroyed.
Not to be destroyed. And what did the nations do to us?
They destroyed us. Their intention is to destroy us.
Exactly. We were sold to them to be punished. You understand? We were sold to them to be punished for a little while. And that's damn near how it has been after Egypt. Every captivity we went into, the heathens knew who we were. And that's why we were allowed to keep our identity. In some of those captivities, we were even allowed to practice our law. Where it was with Nehemiah, when he was rebuilding the temple, the king of Babylon gave him license to go do it. I think it's Cyrus. You understand what I'm saying? Like the heathens, they knew who we were. This captivity, brother, they made sure we did not know who we were. They made sure we would continue to sin against the Lord. They made sure to give us crack cocaine and heroin and drugs and weed. They made sure to give us pork and make our women into whores and our sons into homosexuals. They made sure to do it. They forwarded the affliction. What do you say forward? Galawan, you're Benjamin. You know when they play a big song, when they play a big tune on the radio and the DJ say forward, take it forward. What does that mean?
Take him forward. Never really study that up, but to me it means like to big it up. You know, the DJ helping the song.
Spirit, right? Yeah. If it's a song playing and I say, man, that song played in the club last night and man, real forward, that song get plenty forward. Meaning the crowd went crazy listening to that song, right? Forward to increase or to big it up. The heathens forwarded our affliction. So imagine the Lord sell us to the heathens and the heathen forward us like they forward a song. Like our brothers would, brothers who carrying pistol, carrying guns in the club, take out the guns and fire some shots in the air. Brothers start to bang the wall. Men start to whistle loud, loud, bang, bang, big tune, blah, 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 blah. The heathens were glorying, and they increased our affliction. They increased it. They made it worse for us. You get the point? They made it worse for us. That's why I always say the East Indians in Trinidad, I'm not letting them off the hook, because they came to Trinidad because the English destroyed their country, destroyed their economy, and the English enslaved us. So now they came to Trinidad for a better life, seeing what the English did to us. They were not supposed to deal with us how they dealt with us. They were supposed to say, you know what, man? These slaves were here first. They bled for these white bastards. They picked the damn cane and cut the cane. Their women were raped by these bastards. Their children sold to different islands. We'll come across here, but we'll work. But we'll make sure and set them up so they can have a place to live. But them nasty, disgusting East Indians took advantage of us. They forwarded our affliction. And now they stand today in Trinidad like if we are the problem. Like if us being criminals is just our own fault. When before they left East India, they were the criminals of East India. They were the poor. They was the ones stealing. You understand? They was the ones walking around India half naked because of the East Indian breast tax. But now holding their head high in Trinidad, like if our women are easy and our women are whores, when their mothers was walking around naked in India because of the breast tax. They forwarded our affliction. You understand? The heathens forwarded our affliction. They get judged, but not like when Christ come back.
Oh God!
You understand? When the river banks in India and overflow and flood out and they kill a whole ton of them, that's nothing. When there's a landslide in Africa and kill 5 villages of people, what do people say? Wow, mother is wild, or wow, didn't you see that natural disaster that happened? So in a way, the heathen doesn't even know they're getting punished. In the spirit, they know something is wrong, but they don't fully know it. But in the day when Christ comes back, a Negro, and puts boots on the ground in the country, and niggas is rounding them up and cutting heads off and whipping the skin off people's back, bull whipping the skin off your back, they're going to know in that day, this is for every ounce of cruelty that they did to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians of the earth. You understand? In that day, it ain't gonna be no Mother Nature. Ain't gonna be no, El Nino and the polar ice caps melting and all that bullshit. It's going to be a nigger with a long beard standing over it. It's going to be a Hispanic with a beard and braids standing over it. It's going to be some Native Indian woman telling her husband, yeah, kill the whole family, but I want the kids. They can help me, clean up all this, horse filth, horse shit on the farm. You understand? In that day, they are going to know that they are being punished for what they did to us for hundreds of years. And it is going to be a righteous judgment. You understand? It's going to be a righteous judgment. In that day, the scales will be balanced. In that day, there ain't going to be no diverse measures. You understand?
Oh, God.
God won't come.
Right? Let me give you another example. There was a story a couple months ago about this local a Trinidadian brother who he's into music. His name is Sentel, something Sentel or Sentel. Galawan, you ever heard of him?
Nah, never heard.
All right. He ain't mainstream like Marshall and them, but he up and coming. He trying to do his own thing, trying hard, but of course he ain't part of the the big elite. You understand? Right. He was making a music video telling for children in the ghetto, telling them no matter where they come from, they could strive. They don't have to go down the wrong road. So part of the video, he's portraying, like a drug dealer or a gunman, right? And the video is telling a story, and he's telling the kids they don't have to go down that route. They don't have to be, a criminal element. They don't have to succumb to the pressure of living. they could go another route, right? I forget the name of the video. It's Hope or something. I'm gonna look for it and send it to you, brother. So as he's shooting the video, he has a prop M16 gun, right? A prop. It's not real. But of course, you know, like in any, you know, Israelites we take pictures with each other, and he puts it up promoting the video for the song he's putting out to tell black children we can rise above the pressure they're putting on us. An East Indian cop took the picture of the brother holding the gun, sent it into the police station, put it on the news, and said, this man is affiliated with ISIS, and he is a local terrorist on local soil. Now, this brother, he's black. And just because he posed with this picture, this East Indian cop decided to build a name for himself on this brother's back, right? And, you know, of course, the news was running with the shit. First, they thought the picture came from Jamaica. And, of course, the Jamaican public is like, this guy is not Jamaican. You understand? The brother he filmed himself walking into the police station to explain to them why he had it and showing them the report. He came back out, I saw the video, he came back out with a receipt, or not a receipt, like a, I forget what they call it, but it's like a record of him coming in and who he spoke to and what it was concerning. That he was not part of no terrorist organization. He's trying to make a video to help black children not fall to the pressure of the society. Nothing was done to the East Indian Cup. Absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, this brother's life could have been ended. What if somebody who says, I don't want no Muslim terrorists in Trinidad, see that brother and put a bullet in his head? You understand? Nothing was done to the cop. No charges, no jail time, no nothing. Now, the Lord gonna see that cop somewhere. Something gonna happen to him. But that ain't gonna be punishment as if Israelites in braids and boots and fringes kick in your door and grab your little baby by the damn leg upside down and order you and your woman out the house, and you all get hung, and then this child gets sold into slavery. You understand? When Christ comes back, that's going to happen. And they're going to be saying, why? And then they're going to understand why. They're going to be told why. You get the point? They're going to be tried. That's in the Apocrypha, where they're going to be tried for all the evil they did on the earth. They're going to be told why. They're going to be properly judged in that day. You understand? So that's what's going to happen. Now let me get to this before the time runs out. Ash Wednesday. All right, I know General Hyman brought it out in class on Thursday. I'm going to run it again because of the drug, the opioid that is Carnival. Right? The opioid that is Carnival. You all know last week was Carnival in Trinidad and Brazil, right? And a few other places, New Orleans. You had Mardi Gras, the Big Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, Carnival Monday. You had Carnival Sunday, the March Gras, right? All that stuff. Galawan, who win Road March?
Marshall Montano.
Right. I figured. I figured he would, right? I figured he would. You know, whole ton of revelry, a whole ton of really paganism that's mixed in with religion. As we had covered last week, the origins of it dated all the way back to a Greek and Roman festival that had to do with fertility, right? Has to do with fertility, has to do with the springtime, the whole thing with Lupercalia. Lupercalia is what? The she-wolf that suckled them two bastards, Remus and Romulus. That's where you get your Valentine's Day from. It's all mixed in. Why Valentine's Day was real close to Carnival this year, right? Usually it'd be a couple weeks apart. But this year, Ash Wednesday was also Valentine's Day. It's like this year it was the quintessential coming together of all the heathen holidays. You get the point? All in one. You understand? So we know the whole history of the Carnival. It started with the Romans back then. And because of the paganism with the church trying to mix in the common people's practices, you have that running straight into Ash Wednesday, the 40 days of Lent, and then Easter. All right? So now the common teaching of the Christian church is that Easter comes when? What does Easter come after?
It's like Easter comes after Lent.
Easter comes after Lent. What is Lent?
Lent is you have to sacrifice or fast. Have a fast, I should say, for 40 days.
Right.
Stay away from meats. 40 days. You don't eat fish.
Right. Nowadays it's fish, but before they would not eat any meat. Right. Coming out of that that Greco-Roman era of the Carnival. For those 40 days, they would not eat any meat. That's how you get Mardi Gras, right? That's how you get Fat Tuesday. Remember, they would eat all the meat on Tuesday in the house and drink all the milk, because from the Wednesday, they were on 40 days of no meat.
Okay.
You understand? And now later on, the church issued that on Friday they could eat fish, right? Even up to recently, maybe I would say 10 years ago, I remember, okay, in Trinidad, I would say you had KFC, where they for that Lent period, those fast food places would have a Easter menu where you could get fish on the menu. You understand?
Right.
That fish is in observance of that Lent period, right? Which is again lending to what I was talking about before, where we are under the white man's rules and his observations. So of course, even the businesses change their business to suit what he follows. When Christ rules, that week of Passover, after Passover, ain't nobody baking no bread with yeast in it. Right? You ain't gonna have to kill yourself to find, unleavened bread. Right? Your brother coming to the truth for the first year. If this is your first Passover, after the Day of Atonement, that week of unleavened bread is about the most frustrating time in your life. I'm gonna tell you why. If you don't got a rib who could bake some unleavened bread, or you can't do it yourself, you are going to damn near pull your hair out trying to find some unleavened anything. And then you're gonna realize how much leavening is in damn near everything we eat.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You're going to frustrate yourself for that week. No problem. When Christ ruled, anybody puts in yeast in bread after the day from Passover night onwards is getting their head cut off. You understand? There shall be no leaven in any bread on that time, once we rule it. But now we have to observe this Lent, not we, but the world is observing this Lent period. Everybody is eating their fish. Sometimes some ultra-Christian and ultra-Catholic people, they observe, they eat fish on the Friday, right? Fish only. It really comes from no meats at all. That's how it was the original part of it. Now, the Christian church tell you the 40 days of Lent represents what? What does the Christian church say the 40 days of Lent represent?
Salakia?
What does the Christian church say that the 40 days of Lent represent?
Salakia, sir. The Christ fasting for 40 days in the wilderness?
Right. They would say Christ is fasting for 40 days in the wilderness. Right? That 40-day fast, when he went there to fast to get strength to give himself up to go on the cross. Right? That, of course, is a lie. It is, again, part of the church, or would I say what? The Pope in Rome, right? That was part of the Catholic Church trying to keep a stronghold on the territories they controlled by allowing Christianity to be mixed in with the already accepted pagan practices. You understand? With the already accepted pagan practices. The Christian church, in trying to keep those territories subdued, they allowed them to keep certain practices and found some way to marry it into Christianity. You understand? Marry it into Christianity And that's how you have Lent, right? That whole thing, Lent, it comes from a Greek word meaning 40th or 40 period, right? Which is the Latin is quadragesima. Just like it, quadragesima, right? Quadragesima, which literally means 40th. All right. So they'll tell you that the Lent period is an observance of, you know, Christ fasting and all of that stuff. When that's not what it's about. That's not at all what it is about. We're gonna go into it now. It has to do with way before Christ was even born. You understand? It has to do way before that. This has to do with someone called Tammuz. All right? Someone called Tammuz. Let's get it, right? Nimrod was killed because of his violence and iniquity. That's okay. This is the story of, you know, Nimrod with his mother, Semiramis. Some people say Semiramis. Right? This was Nimrod. Nimrod got killed. They cut his body up. You know, Semiramis or Semiramis buried his body under the tree. Right? That's how you get your that's where you get the myth of Christmas from, right? She buried him under the evergreen tree, told everyone, of course, that this tree was always green because the spirit of Nimrod wasn't there, right? The spirit of Nimrod wasn't there, and Nimrod wasn't really dead, but Nimrod was in the tree. So you had to bring gifts to her. And if you didn't bring the gifts, she would cut your head off and hang it on the tree as a sign to anybody who did not bring the gifts to bring gifts. And that's where you get, you know, the Christmas balls from that you hang on the tree. It's a very old practice. That's why Jeremiah 10 said what? Envy not the, don't be amazed at the signs of the sky that the heathens do. One that cutteth a tree out the forest. That's in Jeremiah, because that was the common practice of pagan people at that time, long before, hundreds of years before Christ was even born. Right? So now Nimrod is dead. All right. Semiramis, she became known as Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter. Right? Easter is a fertility celebration of the goddess Ishtar, which is really Semiramis or Semiramis. All right. One of her titles was, come on.
So that means that Semiramis or Semiramis or Easter is Nimrod's wife, Tammuz's wife and mother? It's
Tammuz's mother is
Okay.
Ishtar or Semiramis.
Okay.
Right?
Come.
Tammuz's mother is Ishtar or Semiramis. Semiramis is also Tammuz's grandmother.
Oh, grandmother. Man.
Right?
All
okay,
right.
because Tammuz, Tammuz was Semiramis' son. Again, all right? It has to do with she getting pregnant with some ridiculous story. She got pregnant and brought forth Tammuz, right? One of her titles was the Queen of Heaven, which is Ishtar, Ashtaroth, or Ashtar, or Easter, right? And two of her fertility symbols are the rabbit and the egg. That's where Easter is for rabbits that lay eggs. Remember, Jeremiah Muhammad went into the whole thing how Semiramis, she showed her power by turning this bird into a rabbit, and the rabbit laid eggs that were colorful, right? And once again, this is all myth. This is all heathens' stories of creation and gods and, you know, demigods and how they celebrate their holidays. What you have to understand is heathens are inherently stupid. All right? They're dumb as shit. That's all I could tell you. All right? Because for the life of me, a cow is to eat and curry that beef. a heathen would pray to the cow and pray to the cow's dung and pray to the cow head. That's the East Indians. You get the point? Instead of eating the damn cow and getting strong. You understand? They pray to the cow so damn much. You have East Indians who would take the cow piss and drink the cow piss and, wash their face in it and say it's, it'll keep them healthy. When it's coming out of the cow because that's waste. You get the point? Heathens are inherently stupid, and as you go into their religions, you're going to find a lot of stupidity. A lot of just, Negro, is you seriously believe in this shit. So anyway, Semiramis or Semiramis, the Queen of Heaven, two of her fertility symbols were the rabbit and the egg, right? She soon became pregnant and claimed that it was the rays of the sun god Baal, the ascended Nimrod, that caused her to conceive. Meaning, Nimrod rose up into the sky to be a part of the gods, and he, being the sun god Baal, impregnated Semiramis, and now she conceived who? Tammuz. What does that sound like? A man who died, what was Nimrod's birthday, so-called birthday?
December 25th.
Who do they say was born on December 25th?
Christ.
Right? So, the Queen of Heaven. Who is the Queen of Heaven in the Christian church?
Mary.
Mary had a son born on December 25th. That's what Christianity teaches. The Queen of Heaven, Ishtar, or Semiramis, had a son born on December 25th. He was killed, ascended into heaven, became the sun god. That's why the Christians worship on Sunday. And of course, he being a god caused this woman to get pregnant that she conceived. That's what the heathens believed long before Christ. You understand? So now the Christian church just put it together in doctrine, not in the Bible, because there's no biblical proof of that. Mary had sex with Joseph, that's in the Bible. She knew him. She laid with him. Joseph was a direct descendant of King David. Joseph would have been the king of Israel and put the crown on his son, who was Yahushua, Jesus Christ. He is the king of Israel through Joseph lineage. Joseph is Christ's father. Mary said Joseph is his father. You understand? So now the myth is Semiramis conceived through Nimrod, who turned into a god after he died, and made Tammuz. So her son had sex with her and made another son. Right? You're with me? I'm confusing you or not?
Nah.
A lot.
You're good?
We're good.
Right, cool. So she brings forth Tammuz, right?
Okay.
Tammuz was killed by a wild pig on some hunting trip. And now Ishtar told everyone that Tammuz was ascended into heaven. And he was with his father, who is Baal, who is Nimrod, the same person. Them would be worshipped forever, right?
Oh God.
Right. Now she also proclaimed a 40-day period of time of sorrow each year prior to the anniversary of the death of Tammuz. Right? During this time, no meat was supposed to be eaten. This is what became known as Lent in the Roman Catholic tradition. You understand? Like, once again, this is their culture that they're marrying into the Bible, when the Bible does not say these things happen. But of course, they're looking for the similarities to keep these people under subjection. You understand? To keep these people under subjection, you look for the similarities in it. It's just how the heathens did things back then in conquering. The Jewish man did the same thing. The Jewish man is by nature a businessman. He sells a ton of stuff. So, same way as the Arab. So what does the the Jewish man comes to the Christians and talk about Christ. He goes to the Arab and talk about Moses, because that's the thing they have in common, and he's able to do business with both sides. You understand? It's a commonality in there, and that's what the Catholic Church did with the heathens, with the pagan people, by marrying their history into biblical doctrine to be taught of as this is what the Bible says, but it doesn't say that, right? So that 40-day period that people celebrate after Carnival is really in honor of Tammuz, all right? It's really in honor of Tammuz and has nothing to do with Christ, because this was celebrated long before Christ was even born, right? During this time, no meat was supposed to be eaten. Worshippers were to meditate upon the sacred mysteries of Baal and Tammuz, and to make the sign of the Tau. Anybody know what the sign of the Tau is?
Salakia.
Come on.
It's the cross.
That's right. I'm going to pull it up on the screen right now for you. 1 second. You see it here? That's what the Tau looks like. Right? You see this up in this corner up here where it says Tau cross? That's what the Tau is a Greek. The Tau is a Greek letter. I believe it's the 19th Greek letter, T-A-U. It's pronounced Tau, but it's really a cross. So and you would find this cross incorporated into many different religions and beliefs. All right, the whole cross, the whole thing of the cross, everything is cross, cross, cross. It's Tau. Even Easter, what do they cook on Easter that has a cross? Y'all don't forget, I know half of y'all ain't in the church no more. Hot cross buns. You're laughing because you ain't hear about hot cross buns in about a month of Sundays. Hot cross buns. Right? Hot cross buns, they got a cross on them. You get the point? They got a cross on them. You understand? They got a full-out cross on them. And that's where you get your Ash Wednesday cross from. You see the cross?
God won't come.
Right? This is what they would do in honor of Tammuz. Right? They would put that cross in there. They would make that sign on their forehead in honor of Tammuz. And this was long before Yahushua. This has nothing to do with Christ. This is all paganism that done got married into the church. And, they run with it today as if it's, real. You understand? They would make the sign of the Tau in front of their hearts as they worship, right? What is in front of their hearts? How they make the sign of the cross? The name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You understand? That whole cross, that whole thing comes from Tammuz, because why? Even with Ishtar or Semiramis, Nimrod the father, Tammuz the son, and their spirit that lives on forever. That whole thing was from before. And of course, when these pagans get together, that's their religion. But the Catholic Church was gung-ho about keeping and oppressing territories. This is how they would keep people in check, by compromising. We're not going to, be full out into your culture, but we'll let you celebrate this. We let you celebrate that. We let you celebrate that. Remember, the Catholic Church comes from the Romans and the Greeks, which they believed in a whole ton of gods themselves. They also believed what? That gods would come down and have sex with mortal women and create niggas who have superpowers, like Hercules. You understand? Like Hercules is one of them. Same thing. So now this matched up right there with them. They're reading our book when our book says nothing about that, and they make, a whole holiday, right? Ishtar, the widow of Nimrod, the mother of Tammuz, came to be represented as a bare-breasted pagan fertility goddess of the East. You all know what that looks like, right? Everybody ever seen the statue? Statue of Ishtar? Say it now. No?
Allah.
All right, no sweat. What's up for you real quick?
Salakia, sir. Doing the cross symbol in front of your face, the Catholics call it genuflecting.
The genuflecting is kneeling down in front of the cross and then making the sign. Is the whole process.
Right.
Right. When they go in church, they walk up to the altar, they genuflect, they kneel down, they take a knee and make the sign of the cross. The cross. That's why, if you ever notice in the Catholic faith, right, or the Christian faith, Christ is supposed to be who everybody is worshiping, right? According to the Catholics and the Christians, right?
Right.
But yet still the cross is more prevalent than him and damn near more important than him. You know why? Because it has enough Easter, Christmas, the whole Catholic religion has nothing, Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. It is about Tammuz. It is fully about the worship of Tammuz. Right? Hold on.
And Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Even when I went to Catholic school for a couple of years, and you even have to genuflect when you enter the pews, just to sit down. You should. Sit down. They make you genuflect.
Yeah, because Tammuz is responsible for the wood you're sitting on. Tammuz is, he's responsible for everything. Everything is Tammuz. Why the hell I can't find no goddamn statue of this bitch out? Okay, it's a statue with a broad with a ton of breasts all around her. Good night. Now find it. All right, hold on. Let me see if I get a clearer picture of it for you. You've seen the statue before, but it looks so weird. You wouldn't, to you it looked like, it looked like it's eggs under there, but it's breast stock. It's supposed to be breasts. All right. It's a huge statue just surrounded by titties. There's titties everywhere. All right, you see it there?
Okay.
Right? Ishtar's supposed to be in the strip club, collecting dollars with all them titties out. Right? They're trying to make it look like it's like if it's eggs, but the statue is breasts. There's one in the Bible dictionary. If you have the big one, you're going to see the full statue of her with the breast on. Right? The heathens were heavy into, bare-breasted women. Breasted. That's why them Hamites walk around naked. That's why them East Indians had the East Indian breast tax. It's just about titties everywhere. Open titties, titties, titties. The heathens were very, they just, deviant as best as they could. You understand? And it's supposed to represent fertility. And this is where Easter comes from, the eggs, the rabbit, all that thing is the myth of Ishtar and Tammuz. All right? She's the bare-breasted pagan fertility goddess of the East. The original pagan festival of Easter was a sex orgy that celebrated the return of life via the fertility of Ishtar's conception of Tammuz. You understand? So now it's people having a whole ton of sex in honor of Ishtar becoming pregnant with Tammuz, hoping to be fruitful, hoping to have children. Springtime, everybody praying for the crops. Remember, heathens in them times, they ain't like today. It ain't like, you go to a doctor, he put some gel on your rib stomach and put some, some device and you could see the baby inside. Ain't none of that. Heathens, if you ain't wealthy, you ain't healthy. The damn near. You're living in poverty and squalor. Baby born, died 2 months later. So, of course, heathens were into a ton of sex to have children, because if you ain't have no children, you just die off. You understand? So, of course, they turned it into a religion where you pray into this God to make you fertile. You understand? To make you fertile. Side note, fertility is a heathen problem. It's not our problem. You understand? White women can't have babies. They had a intravenous conception was because of a white woman. Because the inside there is barren and dry like the desert. She's the one who had to go take fertility pills and go to the damn sperm bank and all that shit because the seed just ain't holding in that dry thing. You get the point? Like imagine they murdering us, incarcerating us, and we aborting babies at the rate of 500,000 a year. How the hell we still around? Get the point? They ain't doing that to the Africans and the Chinese and them. They're the ones who, you know, they have problems making kids, not us. We make kids so much we could afford to kill some of them and still survive. You get the point? But the heathens was into that and was a whole period of sex and promoting sex and more sex. Why am I saying that? Lent started last Wednesday, right? What happened around that time that promoted a whole ton of sex?
I was like last Wednesday.
There was something that happened around that time that promoted a lot of sex, brother.
Last Wednesday was Carnival.
Last Wednesday was the end of Carnival. For Monday and Tuesday, everybody was walking around naked. Naked with glitter on and glistening in the sun. And jumping up to music and whining and grinding and tail everywhere. Everywhere, brother. And I'm talking bodies beyond bodies, brother. Anybody in the Caribbean, anybody who go down to Brazil, anybody who into the carnival thing, what do people do as far as November last year, Galawan? What do people do? November coming around, what do people start doing in preparation for carnival?
People start exercising. People start to save their money to buy the costume.
Exercising a whole ton. People start going in the gym, getting gym memberships, exercising 7 days a week. Forget about the sisters. Women up in there getting trim and fit and tight. Not to fit into something. You would think they're losing weight to put a jeans on or to wear some tight shit to expose the stomach. They're getting fit to get naked. You understand? That's why carnival is not, okay. Before, long ago, you would have costumes where people would dress up like sailors or, you know, an army man or some shit. Now, it's just body paint and nipple stickers. You get the point? With a ton of glitter and a ton of glistening, and you spend 48 hours whining and grinding. There's a ton of sex into that whole carnival time. And it comes way back with the worship of Tammuz. You understand? It comes way back with the worship of it. That's why the Catholic Church and the Christian Church recognizes Ash Wednesday. You get the point? That's why they recognize Ash Wednesday. But this thing came way before. The whole making of the cross, the whole sign of the cross, all that was, you know, it's Tammuz. You understand? It's Tammuz. It's nothing else. It's, you know, it's pagan. It's fully pagan and it's nothing else. Right? The infiltration into the church, it was an essential principle of the Babylonian system that the sun or Baal was the one only God. When therefore Tammuz was worshipped as God incarnate, that implied that he was an incarnation of the sun, right? Connected with with the worship was pagan Lent of 40 days. This was way before Yahushua, right? Hislop adds that among the pagans, this Lent seems to have been an indispensable preliminary to the great annual festival in commemoration of the death and resurrection of Tammuz, which was celebrated by alternate weeping and rejoicing, right? Being observed in Palestine and Assyria in June, therefore called the month of Tammuz. In Egypt, about the middle of May, and in Britain, sometime in April. The pagans to nominal Christianity, Rome, pursuing its usual policy, took measures to get the Christian and pagan festivals amalgamated, and by a complicated but skillful adjustment of the calendar, it was found no difficult matter in general to get paganism and Christianity in this, as in so many other things, to shake hands. You get the point? So it was a way of Rome, who was ruling, to get the people to not fully rebel. You understand? To get them to not rebel. It's, just think of when America bombs the Middle East, right? Does America outlaw Islam? America does not outlaw Islam, right? But they attack certain parts of Islam, right? And they attack those certain parts of Islam that prevent the entire Middle East from rising up against America. You get the point? You understand?
Right.
They attack certain parts of it that you would have allies now. What is a big strategy that America uses in the war on terrorism when they go fight the Middle East? What is a big strategy they use? I'm gonna tell you for time's sake. Go ahead, come on.
Salakia, they use the media to make it look like it was the Muslims who does do evilness around the planet Earth. Like the Muslims just bomb this country, bomb up that country, thief this, rob that. They use the media to push that doctrine. So when they go to their country and they kill them, people will rejoice and said yes.
That's one way. That's one way. Let me tell you what. They show a ton of women being abused. They go after the women. Look at what they're doing to their women. Do you believe under Sharia law, they don't allow women to drive by themselves? Do you believe that they have these women covered up and they don't let them wear tight clothes? That's oppressive. Them Arabs know why they don't let them women drive around by themselves. Listen, I live in DC. I see heathens every day. And every now and then, I talk to them and ask them about their country. I met this Arab woman. She says raping over there is ridiculous. And a lot of people think that the Sharia law is oppressive, but it's a form of protection that your niece or your nephew or your sister don't have to call you and tell you she just got run a train by them crazy Arabs. Everybody ever see them videos with them Arabs driving them cars wild around them camels and on 2 wheels and shit? She said that's a group of Arab men that if you out late at night, they will crash into your car and gang rape you. Right. They have them laws to protect them people, but of course, America goes in there. We want to liberate the Middle East. We bring in peace and to stop oppression. So they attack certain parts because some women want to go out there and be whores. They want to be hoes. They want to go drive by themselves and whatever. So they strategically attack certain parts of the religion, but they allow them to keep other parts in order to not have an overwhelming uprising of those people. That's what Rome did back then. They amalgamated paganism with Christianity to keep the control of the pagans. You understand? They let them keep some of their customs. If you can worship your God a little bit, you're not going to rebel. Remember, they all have our records. And what happened when Pharaoh did not allow us to worship our power in Egypt? What happened? I'm going to help you. No problem. You may have forgotten. Pharaoh lost his son, and the Lord slaughtered Egypt because of it. Rome learned from that. You have to let people keep some of their customs, keep some of the shit they're doing. You have to do it or else they'll turn all the way on you. You understand? They learn from it and they do it to put it together. That whole carnival thing is part of the fertility celebration. It's today a commercialized orgy that promotes the fertility celebration of Tammuz, of Baal, of Ishtar, Ramesses, Nimrod. It's all Babylonian pagan religion. You understand? Pagan religion that they done pass to us through Christianity that we accept when we should reject all of that nonsense. You understand? We should reject all of that nonsense. All right? Good to go?
Okay.
All right. That was it. With that, we're going to end the class. We're going to just read the announcements. I'm going to pick it up again. All right?
Okay.
1 second. We are the ISUPK out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant GEN.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's a 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3 verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in Hebrew. It is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, right? Whatsoever amount you would like to give, you can give it. Upcoming Holy Convocation, we have Purim this month. And we have on March 30th, the Lord's Passover, 49th annual Passover at sundown, March 30th in Yonkers, New York. If you don't have your ticket, go get your tickets now. $200 per person per family. Send your Passover fund in ASAP as soon as you can. All right. We want to remind the Akim and Agwathian to check the social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so on, for the ISUPK events and materials and any kind of any events we have coming up. Right. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirt, black headband, black pants, black scarf. All right. So with that, Shalom, Yahweh Shabbat Yahweh Shema, the Thun by Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shema, Shabbat.